Tell me, what do you get when you put two crazy people who love food and travel together? Well, I don't know, but in this case, you're going to get an amazing and adventurous food and travel blog featuring Deuce and the Voicestress.
Welcome to Where in the Carolinas, where you'll travel along with us as we go all over North Carolina and South Carolina to find fun, food, and adventure.
On this episode of We're in the Carolinas, we start off in Clover, South Carolina, and travel to Gastonia, North Carolina, where we check out Webb's Custom Kitchen.
Quick facts. Located 182 South Street, downtown Gastonia, North Carolina, they offer dine-in and pickup. Webb's Custom Kitchen is a historic, non-traditional dining room. Also, it is formerly a theater transformed into a restaurant.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of We're in the Carolinas, and we are downtown at Gastonia.
At Webb's Custom Kitchen?
Yeah.
All right. Saw it online. Well, she saw it online. Looks very exquisite. I think we get a lamb chop.
Yeah, and really great reviews. So we're going to show you some scenery and check it out.
So I like the fact that they still had a historic, scenic vibe, that it was still like a movie theater, but it also gave upscale too.
I love the bar feature. I love that they had TVs and things in there, but it wasn't oversaturated with the media because they didn't want to take away from what was up top.
So when we came in, they gave us like the whole rundown of the history, but we also was offered a tour of the building. Upstairs, it still had some of the original parts of the building, and also blueprints as well, but some of the original movie clips from back in the day.
On the wall downstairs, that was from where people ate the big steaks, and they got a plaque on the wall, 40-ounce steaks, I think it was. This is the upstairs part. It had 3 sections, actually about 4 sections. That first part, you can rent that out for $200 and something for a private party. These are the original blueprints.
Also some of the historic pictures from back in the day as well. And as you can see upstairs, they still had a movie theater screen where they played movies like Gone with the Wind or other old school movies.
That Webb Custom Kitchen, or that Webb Theater, is the original Webb Theater marquee from back in the day. They actually found it at somebody's property and they refinished it and they brought it back to the restaurant.
And here's the menu.
The menu was tasteful and classy, and it fit the theme of the restaurant. We had the lunch menu.
So I'm familiar with other restaurants that are only open at certain times of the day. So the daytime menu or the lunch menu was fairly short but very decent. And this is our waitress. Check her out.
Construction in 1926. Our owner's name was Henry Webb, and we opened up in 1927 as Webb Theater. We unfortunately had to close down in 1982 because we couldn't adapt to Dolby surround sound. But this balcony behind me, that screen right up there playing movies, and the molding around it is all original with just a little bit of restoration. This brick foundation on either side is also original, which you can also catch in the restrooms as well. Early 90s, we opened up as a teen dance club, and that closed down late 90s. Are we familiar with Limp Bizkit?
Yes.
A member from the band went to Hunter House High School, graduated there. He was a frequent member in the club. When that closed down late 90s, early 2000s, we were a sports bar and grill. And in 2016, our owner Jim purchased the building and he created the kitchen.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
After Andrea gave us the wonderful history rundown, here comes the food. Deuce had an IPA beer, and I ordered the highly recommended fried green tomatoes. They were a bit out of season, but that's okay. You could just cut them with the fork. The flavor makes up for that.
I also had duck cigars. They were sort of like an empanada egg roll, but they were very good with the sauce.
I would say that was one of the highlights of the meal as far as the appetizers go. And thirdly, we finished it off with I
guess it was a rotisserie hot wings. Not quite what we expected, but it was still pretty good. Also pretty spicy. And I must say, the blue cheese was cheesy.
It was definitely cheesing. I think the charred effect gave it a little character, but still a little too spicy for my liking. But a great flavor nevertheless. This time around, I went for one of my go-to meals because it was lunch, so I didn't want to be too adventurous. I went for the salmon with the vegetable medley. The salmon absolutely melted in my mouth, and I couldn't be more pleased with the vegetable medley. It made for a great snack later on that evening.
As we did our research online, I saw that one of the guests had nice spare ribs, but they didn't have it offered on the lunch menu. But they did have short ribs, but it didn't have any bones in it. So it was like pot roast to say the least. It was still pretty good and also very savory. It was bedded with mashed potatoes and I guess a few chives. But as you can see, that was it. So I'm glad that I was greedy enough to order an extra side, which was macaroni cheese. Not the macaroni cheese that I'm used to. I mean, it looks good on camera with my new iPhone, but I like a little more cheese on my Mac.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a soul food, but at the same token, this is an American restaurant and not a soul food restaurant.
It was given Whole Foods instead of Soul Foods.
Well, it's American. Next up was the creme brulee. I couldn't be more pleased. It was a great serving. It was perfectly executed with the charred topping on it, the charred sugar, and just awesome.
I'm not a fan of souffles or puddings, but I do love cheesecake. I've never had cranberry cheesecake ever, so I had to give it a try. Even though it was really good, I was so stuffed from all the appetizers that I had to save some for a rainy day.
At the end of the day, it was a really good restaurant and we enjoyed our time. And this is us going down the steps at the end of the tour. So we backtracked a little bit, but it was great. Okay, we just left the Webb Custom Kitchen and I was very impressed.
We're doing the review back inside the car because it's cold outside.
Yeah. What did you think, babe?
I'm full. We did too much. We did a full entree.
It was a lot. We did the appetizers, main course. We didn't do a 5-course. We did a 3-course, but it was still a lot and a great price point.
And I did the beers.
Yes, he did the beers. They had a great local selection, and it was very enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed the review because you'll hear the voiceover, so we don't want to recap too much, but it was a great time. We learned a lot about the history.
Customer service was
excellent.
Excellent?
Yeah, I would say excellent.
Ambiance
was off the charts.
Because
of the history that went into it, because it's the inside of a theater.
They were playing film scores, like soundtracks from movies, inside the renovated movie theater that we were having dinner in, and they still had movie theater props and a projector screen and a movie playing, like Gone with the Wind or some whatever. So, not saying this town is country, but we're in a square right now, so it gives the full ambiance, like walking in, dining in, walking out. It gives the whole full thing. Like if it was nighttime, it would be beautiful. I think that.
Yeah, like a quaint downtown.
If I had on a London fog jacket with a top hat or whatever the fuck I'm wearing in Casablanca.
Yeah.
It
will fit.
Yeah.
For sure. And look at this guy with this old bike. Gosh, that bike is old.
Any other weather conditions, I'll be dancing in the rain. They got the same street poles, like street lights.
They sure do. They sure do. So yeah, overall, as far as the food, the customer service, the ambiance, and everything that goes out of 5 stars, I would definitely give it a 4.75.
So you're 7.5 and you're salmon, and you love salmon.
Of course.
I love ribs, beef, pork, whatever. Cool. I ordered short ribs and didn't even get a bone. It was more like a pot roast, which was still good because I love pot roast, which is my second favorite, or maybe top favorite. My course wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting what I saw online, where somebody had a full rack of ribs.
But I think you were looking. I think that was the dinner
Menu, and we're here before 2:30. They take breaks or have an intermission.
Most restaurants do.
Right, of an upscale choice. So, I had the short ribs bedded with mashed potatoes, side macaroni cheese. Now, I'm not a fan of cheese nor mac, but it just wasn't quite the mac I was used to. Yeah. So, very whole food macaroni is what I had. Wasn't yellow. It's like
white cheese.
White cheese?
Yeah.
They had yellow cheese sprayed it on, they had little sprinkles.
Just a little bit.
And I decided to put salt on it.
Yeah.
I said, forget that. Put a little flavor on it because I wanted to do, if I'm doing the review, I wanted the full, you know what I mean? So if I had to add something, take away from, you said 7.5?
No, out of 5 stars. I said
5 stars.
4.75.
4.75.
I said 4.75. Usually I go with what you go, but I know you had a little bit different experience.
No, because you got to include everything, and then as you can see, we did the full tour.
Yes.
You usually don't take tours in restaurants.
True.
You're nobody's touring Red Robin's.
Facts.
All right. So why the 7 though? 4.75. 4.75 out of 5.
Because it's really hard to get a perfect 5. Like it has to like really be like over the top. Wow. Now mind you, we did have Miss Angela come over and talk to us. We got the history and we got the tour, so that was great. I think this is probably one of the best standout features of Gastonia itself.
The local beer, great.
Yes.
Building, great.
Awesome.
Customer service,
great.
Ambiance,
awesome.
Aesthetics,
great.
Your food,
amazing. Salmon melted in my mouth.
I said local beer already.
You did say that.
A quarter of a review from a quarter star from a perfect score. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
No, there's better out there.
I'm pretty sure there is, but I mean,
I give it 4.
4?
Yeah, not yourself.
He gives it a 4. I give it a 4.75.
So
now I say a 4.75 given, like, I guess my scoring is according to like what I think the best of the area could be.
We gotta get some chart sheets.
Yeah, we gotta get some charts. So we're developing this, and it's
let's
been
meet
fun.
Halfway.
So together,
a 4.25.
That's 4.25, and unanimous score combined.
The quarter that you was missing, we're gonna take the point off, then carry the one with the quarter, and then it's just a 4.25.
This is food math, by the way. So yeah,
right.
Absolutely, we'll give it a 4.25.
Because
I mean, I know that I'm pretty sure there's better.
I wouldn't take a whole point away. Your finger away.
Oh.
I wouldn't take a whole point away for some macaroni cheese, but
macaroni cheese is very important.
Wasn't quite the macaroni cheese I'm used to.
Right. But I think they're catering to their clientele. Like, this is not a soul food restaurant, so you're not going to get soul food macaroni. So I think you have to take that into account. But it wasn't the worst macaroni that I've ever had. I've had some terrible macaroni. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't like
Are we going to do 2 reviews today? Because I know a place that has good macaroni.
Let's do it. So for this restaurant, Webb's Custom Kitchen, we give it a unanimous 4.25. And we'll see you on the next Where in the Carolinas. Who knows where we'll be next time.
I know a place. Let's go. They got real macaroni and good drinks.
I'm supposed to throw your thumbs up.
Oh.
This episode of Where in the Carolinas is brought to you by Rogers Entertainment, where you can get animation, intros, wallpapers, characters, voiceovers, and more. Also, After Dark Radio, now airing on 9 stations worldwide. The R Report Magazine, the rreportmagazine.com, and the Late Night Hype Show. Be a guest. Also, Deuce Latrice Media. If you would like to advertise with us, reach out to us at deucelatricemedia@gmail.com.